And Bianca is still thirsty as hell.
Yeah. And
God. Girls like Bianca. Thank God.
We've missed you, Sean.
And then we're with Zane and Riley, and Zane wants to take Riley to an art thing, and Riley's like, oh no, I don't want to do that, I don't like art.
Which is hilarious, because his immediate reaction is like, no thank you. And then he's talking to Anya, and he's just like, so, like, is being a boyfriend just, like, doing stuff that sucks? And she's like, most of the time, yeah. Like, suck it up and do the thing.
Exactly.
Truer words have not often been said. There's few things truer.
Yeah.
Like, 50% of being in a relationship is, like, compromising and doing a thing you don't really want to do because the other person wants to do the thing, and you're like, fine, I guess I'm going to go do this thing.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
like,
most of my day think, fuck it, fine, whatever. Like, and that's fine. I'm very okay with it.
and then he's like, oh, then I'm going to need a makeover. So then we know that we have a makeover montage in our future.
I wish there was a song over the makeover montage.
I know. And then,
That's what it was.
And then, Casey is breaking the news to Drew that his reputation is bad. And then, Casey and Dave. And they're being really gross about Bianca. They're like, Bianca's notoriously gross.
Oh, yeah. He says Bianca's famously gross, which is like a terrible thing to say. But also, I thought that was a really funny sentence. But also, they like invite Drew to come on their like group date where they're going to play Twister. I'm like, ew, who plays Twister? This is disgusting.
No.
The Twister thing was gross. And the thing about the famously gross line upset me because girls like Bianca, guys say things like this about them, but then they're all fucking IMing them when they go home. At least in my high school experience.
No, that
These
is
are the
the
guys
truest
all
fact.
hitting on Bianca when Drew's not around. They're all like talking about how hot she is, but no, nobody else can date her because she's gross and it's mean.
It is
Bianca's
mean.
perfect.
It's fucked up.
It's very mean. And I also do not like the new Casey and Dave team up because
No.
they're both terrible. And I don't, like, putting them together makes sense, but I hate it.
Yeah, it's like, it's just,
Yeah.
They're my least favorite duo.
Yeah, they're terrible. But then we're with Alli, who is trying way too hard to be friends with Malika. Is that her name?
Unclear.
Yeah.
And who is like a family friend, kind of.
And they seem like kind of the mean girls. They do not want to talk to Alli. And I immediately had flashbacks of Alli trying to like befriend the cheerleaders and just being like, I'm a part of your group now. And they're like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah. Yeah. So Allie's trying way too hard. And then the girl is like, do I know you?
Poor Alli is just as bold and brazen and try hard with girls as she is with guys, and it's only to her demise, you know?
She's just like, she doesn't know how to, like, for a person who's very social, she does not know how to be social.
No. And
Yeah.
so then she's like, oh yeah, like my mom is this person, like she knows your mom, and she asked me to invite you to dinner, but you don't have to go, I don't know. And then the girl's like, okay, yeah, fine, sure.
It's a really good mom excuse. Yeah, it's a very sneaky.
And it's like oh yeah, my mom would like that too, let's look good for our moms kind of a deal.
I also like the line, parents are the worst, right? What, do they expect me to do homework all the time? I guess that'll get you.
Oh,
That's
Alli.
fucking smooth, Alli.
Oh my god.
And then like during the makeover, Riley gets a haircut, and
they do a really good job. Like, I liked his long hair, but they do, like, for just like casually cutting his hair in his room, they do a solid job.
his hair looks so much better. And then they like go through all of his shirts, his like, what is it? Zesty? His Zesty shirt is there,
Zesty
or whatever.
shirt,
The stripy one that his mom was like, maybe not that one. And then they land on the black turtleneck.
I didn't notice, as is my job as your straight male correspondent, I didn't notice Riley's hair changed until the next episode. I was like, oh shit, I see you got a haircut last episode.
We appreciate your consistency.
And then we're with Drew, who I guess plays the drums now.
Plays drums, which I've never liked Drew, and suddenly I'm like, am I attracted to Drew? What just happened?
Kelsey.
Oh, Kelsey.
You're so
What are we
predictable.
going to do with you?
I'm like, listen, I am who I am. I can't change it now. I'm
Talk
too...
about my consistency.
Listen. I never said I wasn't consistent or predictable. I am who I am. I'm 26 and I'm too old to goddamn change, okay?
Okay, so Drew's playing the drums and Bianca comes in all like sultry, and he's like kind of trying to put her off at first because his friends were slut shaming her to him, so he's like, oh no, I can't hang out with you. And then she's like, I don't take just anyone to the boiler room, which is high praise, I guess.
Sure.
And
girls got morals, all right?
And then,
well, she's at least got standards, question mark. I don't know. She dated Ron, so that's,
And then they do a lot of like close faces talking, and then I don't really remember what else they say, but she says, I'm too bored to argue, and then they start making out, and I'm like, I don't hate this.
I don't either. Well, also, he's like, oh, you actually like me, and she's like,
Again, Bianca's the fucking best.
Yeah.
Because she does. She likes him. She just like...
Usually when girls are bored, they want to argue.
It's true. She's like, she likes him. She just like doesn't know how to express it because she's like kind of emotionally stunted.
Yeah. And then they're by his locker, and he just has like photos of cars in his locker, which I noticed.
Oh, I did not notice that, but I am also not surprised.
I don't remember what they talk about. I think they're like, oh, let's hang out later. Like, oh, wait, I have a basketball game. Oh, I'm not going to that. Okay, see you later. Bye.
Pretty much. And she also is like calling him out on caring too much about what people think.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and Bianca's constantly belittling Drew for his passion of basketball, which is kind of upsetting, but I don't blame her. Basketball games are fucking boring to go to.
They are boring. I don't understand why the basketball games always have like a huge crowd at them, which doesn't make any sense to me. Especially if they're on like a weekday. Like, no. Who wants to hang around school and watch a basketball game?
Is, like,
that's very true. They have so much school spirit for literally every sport that's played at the school.
As a person who literally never attended a high school sport, it is baffling to me.
I went to football games, but that's because
all
my friends went.
To a few girls' field hockey games, and that's about it.
No surprises here.
I would sometimes go to like my friend's volleyball game because nobody went to boys' volleyball games, and he's like, "Can you please come and support us?" And I was like, "Fine, we'll go."
You guys, what I love about our little like group on this podcast is that we are all forever on brand.
We've just settled into our like stereotypes.
Listen, we know who we are.
Yeah. We're like cartoon characters who wear the same thing every day at this point. Like, you just know what you're gonna get.
Well, I feel like we're like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Like, we're all like extreme in different ways. Like, too much of this, not enough this, just amount of this on different subjects we change.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we're all very consistent.
To the point where my reference is Goldilocks and the Three Bears. And Sean's as cartoon characters.
We all love it.
Okay. Okay, we're at the art thing.
Like the characters of Degrassi, we are somewhat stagnant in cardboard and unchanged.
I love us.
Okay, but then we go to the art gallery show thing. And did anybody else notice like the massive, like, were they massive Whoppers in a popcorn bucket?
It was very confusing.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck was happening at this art show.
Or the framed American flag. I'm like, that's just not a good piece.
No. Well, the thing about all of this art is that none of it is good.
No. And then
That's true.
And then we get there, and then Zane's ex, Thomas, comes up and is like, oh, welcome to the show, whatever. And Zane is like, yeah, Thomas is very active in the local art community. And Riley's like, I love the local art community.
It's insane. Oh, wait, I forgot about the last scene before this when Bianca and Drew are talking. They mentioned the drive-in, and this is like the third mention of a drive-in movie theater.
Yeah.
Where the fuck is this drive-in? When did this start happening?
Have we seen the drive-in?
We have not.
No, we have.
When?
I've never seen a drive-in in my life.
Oh, really?
Let alone this drive-in.
No, we've seen
never
it.
gone to a drive-in.
It's a good time.
We saw the drive-in with like Paige and Spinner and Hazel and Jimmy and Marco. We saw a drive-in a long time ago, but we've seen a drive-in.
I have no memory of
The
this.
drive-in exists in the Degrassi universe. Remember, they're seeing like a scary movie.
Kudos to the drive-in theater for staying open through this many seasons of the show.
Seriously. Remember, they're watching a scary movie, and Marco and Paige were in the front. It was when Spinner was being an asshole and was like, Paige won't make out with me because she was, I think it was like when Dean came back. I don't really remember. It was when Spinner got his car.
Why do I have no memory of this?
Whatever.
I vaguely remember this, but I'm also thinking of the Boy Meets World episode at the drive-in movie theater where Corey's dating like the rich mob-connected girl.
Oh, I
that turned out
forgot
to be
about her.
You guys, where's my memory? Why can't I remember any of this? Also, so you know how on Facebook it's like 1 year ago today. It was one of our episodes, and it was something about someone named Linus, and I was like, who the fuck is Linus?
Oh, from Friendship Club. He was
Oh,
that
yeah,
asshole from Friendship Club.
Okay,
Yeah.
I like had no memory. I was like,
Yeah.
I was furious about this guy Linus, and I have no memory of him.
I'm worried about your memory.
I'm also worried about my memory.
Do some more crossword puzzles.
I've been playing a lot of Jeopardy. I just like certain things are just going away. I think I'm retaining like useless nonsense, and like things from my history are just disappearing.
Welcome to your late 20s, ladies. It's slowly but surely just gonna fucking leave your head.
Right. Oh yeah, okay.
The age of, what? It's around the corner.
I think all the like everything that I did in high school is now like catching up to me.
But okay.
It'll happen.
So we're at the art thing. Thomas is like, "Oh, you like the art community, do you? Okay, whatever." He's already kind of snotty.
Yeah, my note about Thomas, my first note is just Thomas is a lot.
I just wrote, "Okay, Thomas the X is annoying."
Yeah, he's a jerk. He's condescending. He's like too campy of the art guy, and I just don't fucking like him. And he makes Riley uncomfortable, so that makes me uncomfortable. All right.
Also,
'Cause I like Riley.
you know who he looks like? He looks like what's his name? Luke from Halloween Town, the redhead kid from Halloween
totally
Town.
does. Oh
Like,
my god.
The troll guy.
And I know Luke from Halloween Town. That I've retained for some
Thomas
reason.
looks exactly like that guy. I'm pretty sure it's not the same guy because it'd be way too late. He'd be way older, but he looks like that guy. Anyway, then we're with Casey, Dave, and Drew. And Drew's like, can we still? Because Casey and Dave are like, we're going to trivia at the Dot after the game
Since when
with
does
our
the Dot do
girlfriends.
trivia?
The Dot has changed. I don't know.
Everything's always changing.
And then they're like, yeah, sure. Who you bringing? Anyone we know? And he's like, yeah, it's Bianca. And they're like, what? Like, our girlfriends don't like her. You can't bring her.
They're being real dicks and they're judging so hard.
And they're like, you can do better. Bring someone else.
They're like, we get that she's super hot. And then Casey goes, like the sun, which I thought was kind of funny. He's like, it's great. But then he like says something shitty, and Drew is like, says the guy with the pregnant girlfriend. Which
yes.
is a
I was
fair
like, yes,
fucking
slam.
point.
I know. And it's like, Casey and Dave are in no place to judge.
Yeah, Casey was saying like, hey man, you don't need any distractions. And he's like, yeah, says the guy with a pregnant girlfriend, which is like, good. Zinged him. Got him.
Nailed it.
Jesus Christ. I know. And they're being really shitty about it. But the thing that I really like about Drew in this episode is that he's not being a fucking Dave and like bowing to the peer pressure. He's like, no, you guys are stupid. Like, stop being mean to Bianca.
Like, she's super hot, but also she's really like an awesome person, and you guys just don't know her at all.
Yeah, he's like, please give her a chance. Like, you guys don't know her. She's cool. Let her come and like hang out. Which was very nice, and it made me really like Drew a lot more.
I know. I love Drew now. He is unwavering.
Yeah. And then we're at Alli's house. They're eating dinner with like Malika and everybody.
And she is pushing this sleepover hard.
Yeah. So then, yeah, and
Oh, yeah.
being like an angel and making Alli look good.